I'm a little bit surprised that this is going on in 2024, that so many black males on the highway are being...
Chesley Talley accuses Rankin County Canine Officer Tony Shack of violating his civil rights and attempted assault. Shack is the same deputy named in a federal lawsuit where he allegedly let the dog bite a man's leg, feet, and thigh.
I was driving 5 miles less than the posted speed limit when I saw blue lights behind me.
According to Talley, his complaint stems from a June 26th traffic stop on I-20 eastbound as Talley traveled from Texas to Atlanta, Georgia. Talley says Shack told him he pulled him over because the rental car he was driving crossed over the white line. He says Shack backed off that claim once he realized the car's lane assist was on, which stops the vehicle from veering over the line.
He did not do a field sobriety test, he did not write me a ticket, and he did not write me a warning. But he did ask me to get out of the car.
What we're not going to do is get in an argument roadside. Okay, no, we're not. Okay, because I ask general questions.
That's none of your business.
Okay.
The sheriff's office released body cam video of the traffic stop, which lasted 40 minutes. A spokesman says it shows Deputy Shack never touched Talley or searched his car, and that he acted within applicable constitutional standards. Talley is a professor at a university in Texas. He says Shack interrogated him about why he was going to Atlanta, what hotel he was staying in, and what he does for a living.
I told him all of those questions were inappropriate and he shouldn't ask me those, but he insisted that I should answer.
Talley says when he refused Shack's repeated request to search him without probable cause, he says the deputy accused him of smuggling drugs.
And he gave me a list of 9 or 10 different drugs and wanted to know, did I have those in the car? Did I have marijuana? Did I have cocaine, fentanyl, and other drugs I never even heard of before? And I said no, and I'm not going to answer any more questions.
According to Talley, Shack then threatened to bring out the canine to search his car.
And I said, no, you're not going to do that. You have to have probable cause to take out that dog to search my car. And he wouldn't back up. He said, I'm going to search your car.
Stand over to the side. I don't want you to get bit. Let me make sure you don't have any weapons on.
You're not going to search me.
Okay.
No.
After his interaction with Shack, Talley says he learned about the Rankin County Goon Squad, 5 disgraced former deputies and an ex-Richland police officer now serving time in federal prison related to the torture and beating of 2 black men. Well, what are you hoping to get out of this?
Awareness for the public that when they see black males on the side of the road being pulled over by a policeman, they should question themselves as to why is the black male always on the outside of the car. If you're being pulled over for a minor traffic violation, you should be given a ticket and then allowed to go.
That was 16 WAPT's Ross Adams reporting. The Rankin County Sheriff's Office told us RCSD has procedures by which deputies are held accountable for any improper or unlawful actions. In this case, however, Corporal Shack's actions were in accordance with existing state and/or federal law. Well, Talley said that he was told Deputy Shack did have probable cause to search him because the deputy thought he didn't have auto insurance, but he never asked to see proof.